Welcome back, my seventh grade advanced class. Let's go ahead and get started on this homework today. We've got to classify the pair of angles, then find the x values. So if we classify these pair of angles, these are supplementary angles. We know that because they reside on a straight line. They have to equal 180, which means I can say that x plus 38 is going to equal 180. We already know we're going to have to subtract 38 from both sides to get our answer. X is going to come on down. Our equal sign will come on down. We know we're going to have to borrow 1 from 8. 10 minus 8 is 2. 7 minus 3 is 4. And that means our answer must be 142. All right, let's go to number 3. We know that these are vertical angles. I guess the first one we needed to put was classify the pair of angles. This was supplementary angles. All right, and then if I'm classifying these angles, they are definitely vertical angles. All right, and how can I identify what x is? Well, remember, vertical angles are identical, so x automatically is 50. I don't even need to do any math there. And let's remember to put degrees with all these. We're going to number 5. Use spin a spinner shown. In how many ways can spinning an odd number occur? All right. How many ways can spinning an odd number? Well, there's 2 odd numbers, 1 and 3. Okay. So how many ways can spinning an odd number occur? Well, that tells me 2 out of 4 times, which of course I would say is about half the time. All right, so how many ways can spinning an odd number occur? 2 out of 4, about 1/2% of the time. All right, so I guess when they say how many ways, it's really 2, right? They can get a 1 or they can get a 3. So I'm thinking your answer should probably be C, 2. And I'm not quite sure what's jamming up here. Let me fix it. There we go. Sorry about that. So it's 2 ways. All right, let's go to number 7. It says we're going to ignore these questions. So 6, 7, and 8, we're going to ignore them because they're asking us to go ahead and find things that we would need a protractor to go ahead and find. We're not going to do that. So let's march on to number 9. Find the measure of the interior angles of the triangle. Well, the interior angle of this triangle is x, and we're having to solve it. We know that all triangles equal 180 degrees. So this is going to be, let's see, 30 plus, well, we know that this little square is 90, and plus x has to equal 180. All right, so I can add 30 and 90. That's going to give me 120. So I have 120 plus x equals 180. And now I'm going to subtract 120 from both sides to isolate my variable. x is going to be left alone. And 180 minus 120, that's 60. So x has to be 60. All right, let's go ahead and look at number 11 now. Number 11 has, again, all angles on a triangle equal 180. So we got 35 plus 45 plus x equals 180. All right, so we take 35 and 45, that's going to give us 80, plus x equals 180. Now I'm going to have to subtract 80 from both sides. We have x is equal to 100. All right, let's go to number 13. On this one we have, well, we got 48. I'm going to do the work over here. We're going to add that to x minus 44. And then we're going to add that to x. Remember, all these added together will give us 180. When I take 48 and I minus 44, that's just going to leave me 4. When I take x and add it to x, well, that's going to be 2x. And all that has to equal 180. Next, I'm going to subtract 4 from both sides. That leaves me 2x is equal to 176. Now we're going to have to divide 2 away from 2x. So we can isolate x, because 2 divided by 2 is 1. That leaves me 1x. Whatever I divide from one side, I have to divide from the other. 176 divided by 2, well, let's see here. I know 76 divided by 2 will give me 38. So this must be, look, we've got 2 that goes into 17 8 times. That's going to leave me 1 left over, right? And then 2 goes into 16 8 times. Okay. We'll double check that over here. Two goes into 17 8 times. That leaves me 16 left over, and 2 goes into 16 8 times. So 88 is correct. All right. It says find the measure of the interior angle of the triangle, and we found that was 88 degrees. Let's make sure we put a degrees on all these, because these are angles that we're talking about. All right. I can't believe this. Oh yeah, that was number 13. I forgot. All right, let's go ahead and do, for a minute there, I thought I did number 14 because it was next to it. Let's go ahead and do number 15 next. All right, number 15 says we're going to find interior angle measures. Find the measure of the exterior angles. I'm sorry, find an exterior angle measure. This is pretty easy. Exterior angle measures are always going to equal the sum of the other two angles. And here's why. When you have these angles here, okay, well, actually, there's going to be these two minus 100. Let's see. Whatever this is here, remember, it has to equal 180 with this one here. So we know that these two here have to come up to the same amount as this one here. Because think about it. These together, when we add them together, okay, have to add to this to get to 180. But this has to add to this to get to 180. So they have that in common, okay? So that makes this really easy. We know that these two will add up to be this one out here, all right? So we got 90 and 38. 90 and 38 are going to equal, let's see, that's 8, and that's going to be 128. So x has to be 128 degrees. On number 17 here, I'm trying to find out this exterior angle. Okay, well again, these two here will add up to this one here. But this one here is 2a. So what we're really looking at is an equation here. 2a is going to equal a plus 10 plus 44. When we combine like terms, 10 and 44 make 54. And a plus 54 must equal 2a. Well, when I combine like terms on opposite sides, I'll have to subtract a over here, which means I'll subtract a here. 2a minus a is just a. And a is going to equal 54. So when they're asking to find the measure of the exterior angle, which is this one here, we're going to have to take 54 and multiply it to 2. And that's going to give us 108. So this exterior angle here is 108 degrees. All right. Let's move on. We have number 19 next. Your friend finds the measure of the exterior angle shown. Is your friend correct? They think it's 39. He put 3x minus 6. He decided to add it to x and 30, and he said it would equal 180. Well, that's not true at all, because this is added to this is 180. And this does not equal these two here. Okay, this angle here does not equal the other two together. So I'm going to say your friend is absolutely wrong. Let's see. So if I was going to explain it, I guess I would have to do it the right way. And I would say that 30, which we have here, plus x, which you have here, has to be equal to 3x minus 6. Now, we need to combine like terms on opposite sides. I'm going to do x first to get a positive number. So I'm going to minus x from this side, which means I'll minus x from this side. This will give me 30 is equal to 2x minus 6. Now we're going to add 6 to this side, which means I'll add 6 to this side. This will give me 36, because 30 plus 6 is 36, is equal to 2x. We're going to divide 2x by 2 to isolate x. 36 divided by 2 is 18. So x equals 18, not 39. All right. Let's go ahead and look at number 21. The support for a window air conditioning unit forms a triangle and an exterior angle. We're talking about this right here. What is the measure of the exterior angle? All right. Well, we're looking for the exterior angle, which I'm thinking has to be here or here. Which one are we talking about here? Huh? All right, so I found out that they're talking about this exterior angle out here. Okay. So let's go ahead and solve that. I'm going to erase this over here that I put. They really didn't specify which interior angle. We could have been talking about this angle here. But let's go ahead and look at this one right here. First of all, they give me all the angles inside. This is helpful because I know that all the angles inside of a triangle equal 180. That's going to help me find out what 3x is. All right. So the other thing I could say is if this is a straight line, I know that this plus this number would give me 180, but this is an x, so I can't really put that into an equation. So I'm going to have to solve the interior of the angle first. Remember, all triangles equal 180. And now we've got 5x minus 6. We got plus 90. And plus 3x. All that has to equal 180. I know 5x plus 3x gives me 8x. I know 90 minus 6 is going to give me 84. And all that has to equal 180. Now I'm going to have to take 84 and subtract it from 84. So I can isolate my variable, which means I'll subtract 84 from this side. This is going to give me 8x equals, it's like 96. Next, I'm going to have to divide 8x and 96 by 8. I'm pretty sure that's going to give me 12. I'm going to double check here, but I'm almost positive. Now let's see. 96 divided by 8. So we're going to have 8 going into this once. 16 left over, and 8 goes into 16 two times. So that is 12. So I know x is 12 now. So now what I need to do is find these two angles and put them together. That'll tell me what this angle is here. So I got that little square, that's a 90. Okay. And I know that if x is 12 and this is 3x, this is really 3 times 12. That's 36. So now I have to add these together. And 90 plus 36. Remember, this was 3x, right? And we know that this was 12. Sorry. $90 plus 12. Now it's going to give me, I'm sorry, it's 12 times 3. We already seen that was 36. That's going to equal 126. All right. Let's see. We got that was number 21. Let's go ahead. That was the answer to this, by the way, 126 degrees. All right, let's go ahead and check out number 23 next. Using the figure at the right, show that z equals x plus y. Z is going to equal x plus y. All right, find two equations involving w. All right. Well, I've never been a fan of typing, so I decided I was going to take the answer and just paste it on here and then explain it. All right, so the answer to this one is we know that x plus y plus w equals 180. All right, and we know that w plus z equals 180. We substitute w for z, or excuse me, we substitute w plus z for 180 in the first equation to get x plus y plus w equals w plus z. Now we know we're just going to cross out the w's, right? We're subtracting them. That leaves us x plus y equals z. All right, let's go to number 25. It says determine whether the statement is always, sometimes, or never true. Explain your reasoning. And once again, I'm not one for typing out a bunch of stuff. So here's our answer to this one. This is always, okay, the acute interior angle of a right triangle is supplementary, okay? Think about this now. The acute interior angles of a right triangle are complementary. And that makes sense because a right angle has a 90-degree angle. That means both the other angles have to equal 90 degrees because the sum of the interior angles measured must be 180, and one of the interior angles is 90. The other two angles sum must equal 90 degrees. All right, that's all that I have. The rest of them on you. Good luck, and we'll see you in class for grading.